All right, listen up. We're not just talking about another career path today. This is an urgent advisory. This is your roadmap, your blueprint for landing one of the hottest roles in IT right now by smashing together networking and automation.
So let me ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Is your IT career built for the future? I mean, really think about it. Tech is moving at lightning speed, right? The ground is literally shifting. What's hot today could be gone tomorrow. Is your career path set up to win, or are you maybe standing on some shaky ground? And that's exactly why I'm talking to you. This isn't some high-level theoretical chat. Nope. This is your action plan. It's a step-by-step guide to make sure your career is not just safe, but thriving. We're going to put you right where the opportunity is.
Okay, first up, the high-demand IT role. So, what's this amazing job we're even talking about? Let's get specific.
We're talking about the cloud network engineer. This is the person who designs, locks down, and fine-tunes all the networks inside cloud environments like AWS, Azure, and GCP. Think of them as the architects of the digital world. They're building the superhighways and the impenetrable fortresses inside these massive virtual data centers.
And here it is, the absolute key to everything. The most powerful combination in the market today is networking plus automation. This is the whole reason this role is blowing up. It's not enough to just know networking anymore. You have to be able to command it, to build it, to defend it, all with code.
All right, Section 2, Mastering the Modern Foundation. Now, before we get all fancy and start automating everything, we got to talk about the fundamentals. I mean, you can't build a skyscraper on a pile of sand, right? The same thing applies here.
So, you might think, oh, TCP/IP, OSI, that's old school. Is it? Think about the last video you streamed. The second you hit play, that's the application layer. Then, the transport layer, using TCP, chops that huge video file into tiny, reliable packets. The network layer, using IP, acts like a GPS, routing every single one of those packets from a server halfway across the world right to your device. And finally, the data link and physical layers shoot that data over Wi-Fi and through the actual fiber optic cables under the ground. See? This isn't dusty old knowledge, it's the engine that runs our world right now.
And here's the cool part. This is why that foundation is so crucial. All those core networking concepts you'd learn for something like a CCNA, they translate directly to the cloud. It's like learning a new dialect, not a new language. You know what a VLAN is? Boom, that's a subnet in AWS. You understand an on-prem firewall? You're already halfway to understanding security groups. A physical router? That's basically a route table. Your whole data center? That's now a virtual private cloud, or VPC. Seriously, if you nail the stuff on the left, you'll pick up the stuff on the right so much faster.
Okay, Section 3, the AWS Fast Track. So our foundation is solid. Now it's time to specialize. And look, if we want the quickest, most direct path to a job, we're going to focus on the king of the hill, AWS.
So what's your mission? It's simple, but it's a big one. You need to master the virtual data center. You're going to become an absolute pro at building, connecting, and locking down the AWS Virtual Private Cloud, the VPC. This is your kingdom now. And a huge piece of mastering the VPC is getting the security layers right. Now, let's clear up something that trips a lot of people up. Security groups versus NACLs. Just think of it like this. A security group is the bouncer at the door of a single club, your server. It's stateful, which is a fancy way of saying if the bouncer lets you in, he assumes you're okay to leave. It only has an allow list. A NACL, on the other hand, is like the big fence around the entire neighborhood, controlling traffic between streets or subnets. It's stateless, it doesn't remember anything, so you need a rule to get in and a separate rule to get out. It has both allow and deny lists. They work together, and you absolutely have to know the difference.
And while you're at it, you're going to live and breathe 3 security concepts. First, zero trust. The motto is never trust, always verify. Every single connection gets checked. Second, IAM. This is your master control for who can do what inside your AWS account. Super important. And third, TLS SSL. This is the encryption that scrambles your data when it's moving, making it useless to anyone trying to snoop.
Part 4, your automation power play. Okay, now we get to the fun part. This is the stuff that takes you from, yeah, they're pretty good, to we have to hire this person. This is your secret weapon. This is automation.
So let's see how these power tools, Terraform and Ansible, work together. It's actually a really elegant dance. Step 1, declare. You use Terraform to lay out the blueprint. You say, I want a VPC here, a couple of subnets there, and an EC2 instance right here. Terraform builds the structure. Step 2, configure. Ansible comes in. It goes inside the server Terraform just built and installs the web server and hardens its security settings. Step 3. Secure. Terraform comes back to put the locks on the doors. It manages the security group to make sure only web traffic can get in. The whole thing is all done with code.
And this is a super important distinction to get. Using the right tool for the job. Terraform is declarative. You just tell it what you want the end result to be. I want a server with these specs in this network. You hand it the blueprint and it figures out how to build it. Python, on the other hand, using the Boto3 library for AWS, is imperative. You tell it how to do something, step by step. It's like giving turn-by-turn directions. One is the what, the other is the how. So why do you need both? Let me paint you a picture. Imagine your website is under a massive DDoS attack. Alarms are blaring. You don't have time to update a blueprint and redeploy. You need to act now. This is where Python shines. An alert automatically triggers a Python script. That script, using Boto3, dives into the real-time traffic logs, instantly identifies the bad guy's IP addresses, and then, bam, it updates your firewall rules on the fly to block them. That's a dynamic, surgical response that only an imperative tool like Python can deliver.
Section 5. Build your proven ground. Look, talking the talk is one thing, but in our world, if you can't prove it, it doesn't count. Theory is useless without practice. You need to build stuff. You need a lab.
And I'm not giving you suggestions here. These are your non-negotiable home lab projects. You absolutely have to do these. First, build out and diagram a classic 3-tier web architecture. Second, set up a site-to-site VPN that securely connects 2 completely separate VPCs. And third, you have to simulate a hybrid cloud setup, connecting your AWS lab to a mock on-prem network. This is the stuff that gets you hired.
And here's the kicker, the part that ties it all together. You have to put it all on GitHub, all of it. Your Terraform code, your Python scripts, the diagrams of your networks. This isn't just a place to store code. Your GitHub is your new resume. It's your portfolio. It's you showing, not telling, a hiring manager that you have the skills. It's undeniable proof. Okay, last section, the financial payoff. So you've done all the hard work, you've built the lab, you've written the code, you've proven you can do it. So what's in it for you? Let's talk about the money.
All right, everyone, class is in session. Pencils down. I want you to listen closely because now we're going to talk numbers. Let's talk about what all this hard work is actually worth.
$75,000. Let me be perfectly clear. Based on current market data here in Canada, that is the minimum projected salary for a junior role that has this exact skill set. We're talking solid networking, AWS skills, and the automation chops to prove it. That's not a maybe, that's not a hopeful number. That's the starting line. That's the baseline value for what you've just learned to do.
So there you have it, the entire blueprint laid out for you. The path is crystal clear, the demand is through the roof, and the payoff is real. You have the plans. The only question left is, when does construction begin?